I found this photo on Pinterest of this bikini, and today we're going to do this. We're going to recreate this in Style3D Atelier. Now, if you notice, there is a lot of color blocking going on, red and black, and it's at the top here. You see how this is crisscrossed. So it's like sort of a crisscrossed halter neck with some cutout details because here, if you've noticed, the strap is going through this one here. Okay, so you note this, and for the bottom part, it's high waisted. So here it begins at this part. Now she's in a pose, so you don't have the frontal view, but more or less this is what's going on. It's high waisted, and here there are some really cool cutout details uh, to sort of match the top. So we're going to try to create this, and of course we're going to be, it may look a little complicated, but maybe it's not as complicated as you think, because I'm going to try to show you the basics and then add from there. So let's get started. Now, let's talk about firstly the model. Now, in the photo, you see that she was a bigger size the model. So, and her hips were a little bit smaller hips. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort of try to recreate this. And the bust size was, she had a larger bust size. So if you want to do this, you click on the avatar, left click on the avatar. In the property editor, you'll see edit avatar. One click on edit avatar. And here you have these, all these values to change the bust size, the height, etc. So we're concerned, we said we're concerned about the bust size and we're concerned about the waist. So we're going to up the bust size a little bit more. And if you notice, it does it in real time. It, of course, it's upped a bit. I'm not sure if it's enough. If it's not enough, later on, we'll up it some more. And then the waist size, we want to reduce the waist size a little. More or less like that. Or maybe a little bit more. Let's see if it's good enough. Okay, this is good enough. So you click on X here and you go out of that. Let's begin drawing out the pattern pieces. Now, let's start with the bottom part. So we said that this, it was higher waisted. We can go maybe up this point. We could start at this point. So we're going to take our pen tool because we really want to draw things out now. You could also use the rectangular tool, and there are many ways you can do these patterns also. It's not just like one way that's set in stone. So I'm going to do like this from the middle, okay? And I'm going to go straight here. Always refer to the image, of course. And here, I'm going to do like that. Let's bring it up closer. I'm going to go like this. I'd click there once. So here we have a basic sort of a shape. Now, here we want to take our edit curve tool and we're going to curve this slightly. You could use the edit curve or the edit arc tool, curve it slightly. Here we have this sort of a peak point here, and we really don't want that. Click on our edit pattern tool. You can click on this point and sort of push this back a bit. But more than push it back, we need to sort of shape this. So what we can do here is we can use some points in order to shape this part here. So we go to our rectangular tool, add point, here, here. Okay, more or less, that's good enough. And click on our edit pattern tool, right click, delete this point. So here we've deleted a point because we're shaping things now. Put that out a bit. Here let's convert it to a curve point, and we converted it to a curve point. Let's see. And we can also use the edit curve to shape up this curve if it's not good enough. Right click and symmetric pattern. We move it in place and we're good. And then here's what we're going to do is just copy and paste. Control C, Control V. Now, if you've noticed here, we see that there are cutouts, and this is one way of doing it, okay? You can cut out the pattern pieces, but I'm going to show you another way in which you can use transparency. And when you use transparency, um, it really helps to hold the shape of the piece, okay? And I'll show you what I mean. So let's note that it starts from here, okay? This piece here, and you go diagonally and you end up here, this part here. So we're gonna create this piece first, and then we're going to see about creating this piece here, the part that's cut out. So let's go and do that. Lines, and we're going to select our pen tool, and we're gonna click from here, and it's gonna end up somewhere over here. Let's say over here. And now remember in the photo that this line was sort of a curved. So here we can click on our edit curve tool, curve it up a little here, curve it down a little here. Okay. Edit pattern tool, we're going to select it, right click, cut and sew it. Now we have to create this cutout that we said extended from here, the side seam that went up almost to the middle. So we're going to add some points by, I would say we can add up some points like one here and maybe one here. And we're going to take the pen tool, draw out this, the cutout. We're going to extend it up to, I would say up to about here. Okay. And here we have this. Now with this selected, we can go to our select move tool, right click and cut and sew. So here we have our piece. This is supposed to be the cutout. Now, this cutout, it just wasn't cut out. If it was taken out and then you see the skin, okay. But we're going to create a sort of an illusion here where we're going to use transparent fabric. So here, this fabric here, we're going to change it into transparent fabric. And how we do this is that we click on it, we go down to the property editor, and we select alpha. With the alpha selected, because this is what regulates the opacity and the transparency of fabrics. So we're going to turn it all the way down because we want complete transparency. We go back up here, we click on fabric, and we want to name it, label it, transparent. Okay, so this here is what this fabric here is what we're going to apply to this piece, this cutout. So we're going to take it, we're just going to drag and drop it there. Now, if you check in the 3D window, you see it's been added. So there is transparency here. This may be too long, but we'll see about it. We'll check it out. So now that's done, let's see, we'll see what else we have to do because we're going to go back now to refer to one step at a time. We're going to go refer to the photo. So now that we've done our cutout here, if you've noticed, let's bring it up a little closer. What's like that? Okay, that's that. There is this now piece that goes from, it's stitched here and goes all the way here to the side seam. This one and this little one. So then the cutout remains here. But let's concentrate on this part here for now. Okay, and then after we can go to this part here. So this now is sewn upon this part here. I would say almost half of the cutout. Our cutout, I think it's longer. This one is really shorter. But nevertheless, we're going to represent it like this. Okay, so let's go back. So now with this transparent cutout piece here, we're going to try to put it back in place here, like that. Because remember, it's always an integral part of this piece. Now, we have to now add that strip, the red one that we were talking about. So we're going to add some points now. We need to take this point, we add another point here because we're now going to be adding this strip. It's sort of a wideish, this strip, I must say. So we can, because then we have the bottom strip too. We can go, I would say, up to here. And we also have to add a point over here. Let's say over here. Strip is going to be wide because it was practically a little wide. Okay, here. So this segment here, along with this one here, we have to add a piece of material. Okay, the red strip. So we're going to get back to our edit pattern tool. And we click here and it's 7.53. So we understand the width is going to be about 7.53. And that has to go all the way here. Here, more or less, it's 8.23. Okay. So, or we can also make this 7.53. So we can, yes, we can do that. Add the point and we do right click a 7.53. Nope. For the line 2 down here, okay, 7.53. Okay, this is the point here, not this one, but this one. So we're going to create our, from the rectangular tool, we're going to create a strip. So I'm going to use this fabric piece here. Let's do, select the rectangular tool, 7.53 and 30. Okay, so here is this rectangular piece. I'm going to, in the meanwhile, I'm going to just color it red at this point so we can understand a little better what we're doing. So we're going to use, we can use this red, is good enough. So this piece is colored red. And with the select move tool, I'm going to move it in place. And what I'm going to do is set it as layer 1. And the layer 1, it's done for layer 1 because it prevents it from going into the other fabrics, okay? Um, Here I'm going to, oh, where is it? Here. I'm going to take this off because it just marks it as the green marks the layer. Now I'm going to begin sewing it on. So in the 3D window, we click on it. We're going to twist it a little bit like that. And let's just begin sewing on. Segment sewing tool. We go here. Push it up here a little bit. And then we go here. No. Okay. Oh, is it that one? No. Doesn't look good. Oh, Jesus. Okay, here you have to be very careful. Okay, now it's good. And then we're going to simulate. And here we have our band. So remember, it's going to end up, it's here, and it's going to end up at this line, on this line here. So what we can do, now let's refer to our 2D window a bit. We're going to put a point here. And here we go up, add our point somewhere around here. Let's see. Maybe not too far away because, okay. Oh, we can put it here. No problem. And then we end up somewhere here. Hmm. Oh, maybe it's, no, I think we should just undo and okay, let's put it here and we can end up about, wow, okay, we can end up about here. Okay, let's try that. With the pen tool selected, we go like this. And we can sort of, if it's not curved good enough, we can curve it a bit. At the curve tool, I think I'm going to curve it up this time like that. Maybe a little like that. Okay. Maybe that's good enough. Yeah. Then with our edit pattern tool selected, we're going to cut and sew. And here, this pattern piece at the end, we're going to apply the red. Put the red on it. Simulate, and there it is. So now, here we're practically finished. We're going to we're gonna have to add a black here. Okay. So let's see. We need to add black over here, like that. And then another thing, we needed this part here transparent. Okay. So also this part here, because this is the part that shows the belly. So we're going to take the transparent, see, and we do that like that. So here we have it. Or we're going to add the black here to the back. And here it is. This part here, we can simulate a little. Now it's time to do the top. The top is easier to do. It's maybe not as complicated as the bottom because all you need is the band and two triangular pieces of a pattern piece. So it's not really that difficult. Okay, so let's move these pattern pieces aside and we're going to draw out the band. So here, let's see. If you want to start with white and then after we can just place the fabrics. So here's what we're going to click on: the default fabric. We could just start with that, the default fabric. We select our rectangular tool and we begin. Okay. Then we control C, control V, and we, oops. Control C, control V. Okay. And here's the copy. We place this at the back here. No. Okay, it's not, come on. Go at the back here. Okay, and then we stitch them together. Segment sewing tool. And we simulate. So now we have the band that's right under the bust section here. And what we need to do for the front is we need to add segment points. Because remember these, we're going to be sewing these two triangular pieces onto these segment points. And the triangular pieces, remember, they begin, we can be from the edges here. From the edges, we have to sew them. So what we can do is we take the add point split tool. Let's just find the center, right click, a uniform split. Okay, so this is the center. And we can decide, like, I would say, let's look in the 3D window so we can understand a little better what we're doing. I would say from here to here. Okay, so let's see, edit pattern tool. How much was this? 106. Take the add point tool, right click, and we want 1.06. Okay, so we want everything to be equidistant, equal distances. Edit pattern tool, we delete this point. Now, here is where we want the triangular pieces to stay. So we're going to click here and it's 13.93, okay? 13.93. So this is what we want to shape up now by selecting our rectangular tool and we left click here. We want 13.93. For the height, we can always adjust that. 30, okay. So here we have this. Now, if you've noticed in the photo, we had, of course, a little bit of gathering going on because this type of top, it's a bright sort of a halter. So, you know, it's tied at the neck and all that. So here, for the little bit of gathering, we're going to uh, select our edit pattern tool and, of course, make the width, this width, wider than this. This is 13.93. This is, yes, always 13.93. And so we're going to make this wider, of course. So we can just do a thing like that. And what we can do is we just start shaping up one of the pattern pieces and we do a copy or symmetric of the other one to make of the second piece. So let's see. Can make it even wider. I'm not sure. Let's see. Put it here. Um, okay. You have to be careful because now this part here we have to mm, see. Okay. Okay, we're gonna lower this. Hold on. Shift. We lower it a bit. And if we have to adjust, we'll adjust. Now, I think this is good enough. Now, here's what we're going to have to make sort of a straps. So the straps now, if you've noticed, watch the photo, we're going to do something like this. And remember, these straps, they were two straps. So one, we're gonna get the midpoint of this. Let's get the add point tool. Uniform split. And here we're going to just add some more points because I'm going to separate the straps slightly. And going to delete this point. And here the straps are going to one strap, two straps. And then later on, of course, we'll merge it with the pattern piece. Okay, so it becomes all one. But for now, we're going to proceed like this. So the strap piece, okay, this is 2.18, 2.13. Okay, more or less we can do something like that. And we get our rectangular tool and we, okay, like this, something like that. Okay, if you want to be very precise, you know, be very precise with the measurements up here. And we're going to, of course, copy and paste. Come on. Okay, so we have our two straps here now. So all we have to do now is segment sew and we're good to go. Oh, we have three. Okay, we're gonna get rid of one. Okay. Now, segment sew. See, is that correct? Yes. Yes. Segment sew. Okay. Now, this, if you've noticed, it was crisscrossed. These straps were crisscrossed. So, let's just sort of pin this in place. Otherwise, everything's gonna just fall. It's gonna fall. Let's just pin it in place for now. So let's see, and here, and we're gonna pin here. Come on. Okay. We haven't segment sewed this part to this part yet. Okay. Now we can simulate, see what happens. Okay. So here we've simulated and okay, I think it's just the right amount of gathering, huh? Because remember for the bathing suit, the fabric it's lighter and stretchier, okay, that type. Um lycra and different types of fabrics like that. Okay, so what we can do is just remove the pins. We delete all pins and sort of move these straps towards this part here. Let's see, like this. So with the help of the gizmo, you're going a direction, it's going in this direction. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So I think we're good here. Let's just, before we do the straps here, okay, so there's a lot. So for this sagging that's going on in the middle, we can make this line a bit shorter. So we can do a thing like this. We can sort of take this down here, pattern, this point, a little here, and we can take this point here, and let's see what happens when we simulate. So it is shorter. If you think that it's sagging, I don't know. I think it's much better now, much better. If you think it's sagging too much, then another thing that you can do is you can put an internal line. So we can take our pen tool and from just here to here, we can add an internal line from here to here. Okay, and we can simulate, see what happens. If it's not enough, another thing you can do is just change the properties of the fabric, because the cutout here, this triangles, they're good enough, but sometimes you need some more extra support. So you can change the properties of the fabric by, for example, it's not going to really reflect here, but we can just click on this, the red piece of fabric, and we can up the we can up or decrease the stretch, and more, instead of the stretch, maybe the bending. Okay, the bending, warp and weft, we can sort of up that. And if you've these properties were explained in previous videos. And we can even the bending buckling ratio, we can up that too, that and the weft, just to make things a bit stiffer. And we can do it also for the second fabric too. We can just, like, put up these values a bit. Let's see. More minus, um, go like this. And where is it? Do like that a bit. Nope. Okay. And so when we apply it, let's see what happens. So let's start applying the fabric, the black fabric here to where it's supposed to be go. Um, this goes here too. Oh, before we begin doing this, so what we want to do also is we want to merge. So we can begin merging these straps here into this so it into this the triangular pattern piece, so that you have one pattern piece. So let's do that. We can go to the edit pattern tool. We click here, hold on shift, we click here because it's sewn on today, and merge, and we merge it. Here, well, we've reduced it a bit, no problem. Hold on shift, and we can merge. Okay, no, we can't merge. It's a problem. Okay, it's this one here. Click on this, we hold on shift. Okay, right click and merge, and it merges too. Okay, click here. Hold on shift. We'll have to merge it to this piece. We merge it. And everything's merged, so everything's one piece. And that's good. Now, if you don't want this to just stay here on her neck like this, let's see, we can lengthen, oops, we can, now that it's merged, yes. But we can lengthen the pieces anyway, no problem. This simulate again. Okay, good. So yes, let's this point, what we can do is we can apply the material. So we can click here, hold on shift, click here, and everywhere that's supposed to be black, we just apply that material. Then everywhere that's supposed to be red, we just apply this material. Now, this black strip here has to go through. So I really should have done that before. Okay, but it's not too late. This part of the black strip has to go through here, okay? So here it is over here. So what we can do is we can take, we're just going to use our pen tool. And we're going to just make a line here. Let's cut and sew. So there we have it. It's this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to select it and put layer 1 because we want it on top of this piece of fabric. So when we remember the position of layers, if you've seen the other videos, I've explained the position of layers, how they go one on top the other, and then you have to, in the property editor, label the layer accordingly. So here we want to put this on top of this layer here. On top of this, we want to get it in between. Huh? So it's this black, it's on top of this, but this one here is on top of this. So there, we shouldn't have really merged uh, so early. We could have done it later on, but it's not a problem. So this one here that's highlighted, which is, let's see, it's this one here. We're going to cut and sew. Edit pattern tool, and we cut and sew. And here we have this is already sort of sitting on top of this, and it has to sit on top of this. So we're going to label it as 2 instead of 1 because it's sitting on top of 2 pieces. So what we do is, okay, selected, we're just going to do like this. Just take it out so it sits on top of the 2 pieces. So it's okay. Let's put it properly. So okay, that's better. So here we have it, we're crisscrossing going on with one crisscrossed inside the other. Now, I'm going to add some particle, let's put some particle distance here on especially this part here. These 2 pattern pieces. We're going to lower the particle distance, and I'm going to also lower it for this. Let's do this. I'm going to put it at 10. So that any details, can emerge. Here, for example, we can merge again. Now that we've done what we've done here, let's merge this one to this one, and this one to this one. Okay. Oh, something happened there. Not good. This was black here. Okay. Now, if you noticed in the photo also, there's some little puckering going on here and going on here. And this is, you can also achieve that. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is. Otherwise, it's for time constraints. And so basically, this is what we came up with. And thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one.